Today we've learned the name of the young officer who was killed in a crash last night in Golden. The driver accused of hitting him is a professor at the School of Mines.
Investigators suspect Stephen Gear was driving under the influence when that crash happened. Today, Golden PD identified the officer as 33-year-old Evan Dunn. He was an Army aviation officer who flew Black Hawk helicopters before becoming a police officer. His family says he was a man of faith who was loyal, steady, and quiet. They say he loved the outdoors and camping and traveling. Court documents say the driver had just left a brewery before that crash. Our Kelly Rinke was in court today, and she's got more details about what happened last night. Kelly.
Kim, this morning, a prosecutor said that crash on Highway 58 could have killed 4 people. Officer Evan Dunn died on the scene, and his chief last night had described him as a husband, a brother, and a son. Another officer on scene, Bethany Grusing, has a face fracture, and a father and daughter were also hurt. Golden police officers were investigating a previous crash that happened before 5 last night just north of downtown Golden at Highway 58 and Washington Avenue. A patrol car was parked behind 2 cars involved in that crash. Court documents note all other cars approaching the previous crash were appropriately moving to the right. Then about 15 minutes later, an arrest affidavit says Gear crashed into one of the parked cars, pinning Dunn. Court documents say Gear told investigators he had 1 beer at Mountain Toad Brewery, which is less than a minute from where this crash happened. Gear told officers he was going eastbound on Highway 58 in the left lane. He noticed yellow flashing lights and tried to stop. Law enforcement officers said they smelled a strong odor of alcohol from Gear, and he took short, shaky steps and swayed slightly during a roadside test. The sheriff's office did complete a blood draw. The daughter who was hurt in this crash suffered a fractured skull and a brain bleed. Her father has a serious cut to his head and his elbow. Gear is a professor of mechanical engineering at the School of Mines. He doesn't have a criminal history, but he is now facing charges of vehicular homicide DUI and vehicular assault. Live in Golden, I'm Kelly Rinke, 9 News.
Oh, Kelly, the more we hear, it's the sadder it gets when we think about everything that led up to this series of events that ended so tragically.
Yeah, Kim, these 2 officers, Evan Dunn and Bethany, they were just there helping people who needed some help during a very dark and, during a storm. And unfortunately, this is how it ended. So we're thinking of their families for sure.
Absolutely. And they do that all the time in the winter in Colorado. So thank you. The governor has ordered flags to fly at half-staff to honor Officer Dunn. And there is a memorial for him that is growing in Golden. And 9 News reporter Evan Krugel is live outside of the Golden Police Department. Evan, while there, you had a chance to chat with some of the people who are stopping by paying their respects.
Tom, it certainly has been a somber day here in Golden as people stop by to drop off flowers and cards on a patrol car that's now parked here outside of the Golden Police headquarters downtown. Just a couple of hours ago, the city did officially identify that officer, as you mentioned, as Evan Dunn, and we are now beginning to learn more about him. They say the 33-year-old was a military veteran who flew Black Hawk helicopters while serving as an Army aviation officer. He was also a captain in the Army National Guard. Now, his family described him as a man of faith. They say he was steady, quiet, and observant, and they say he shared a deep love for the outdoors, camping, and traveling. Today, the community gathered right here to pay their respects to him and thank his family for his service.
What these individuals do is sometimes not always recognized, and I just wanted to pay my respects.
They choose this profession to help people, and every day they go out, they don't know if they're going to go home, and you don't expect it, but when it does happen, it's just horrible.
Officer Dunn leaves behind a wife and a dog, in addition to 2 siblings and his parents. And we did just learn he was fairly new to the police force. He just graduated from the police academy here in Golden a couple of months ago in July. We're told his field training officer, Bethany Grusing, she's the other officer injured in this. Chief Joe Harvey telling us just a few minutes ago, in addition to her serious injuries, she has a, quote, broken heart as well. We're live in Golden. Evan Krugel, 9 News.
Well, many people thinking of all the victims involved, including Grusing and, of course, the family of Evan Dunn as well. Thanks, Evan.